production of All India Radio.
This is All India Radio. You will now hear comments from the press. The Indian Express, in its editorial titled Weathering the Storm, says an Indian Meteorological Department IMD report released on Monday confirms what climate scientists have been claiming for more than half a decade. Extreme weather events have become par for the course in the country. The Statement on Climate of India in 2019 notes that excessive heat, cold and rainfall killed 1,562 people during the year. The IMD report should be seen in conjunction with long-term meteorological trends. The World Meteorological Organization, for example, reckons that the decade starting 2011 remains on track to be the warmest on record. At the same time, data from the European Centre for Medium-Range Forecast shows that the relative humidity in the mid-troposphere in the subcontinent has increased by about 2% in past 4 decades. Such warming has increased the capacity of oceans to form intense cyclonic disturbances. The Ministry of Housing and Urban Affairs does have guidelines for climate-friendly construction, but planners in coastal cities and towns rarely pay heed to its provisions. This year, Kerala, southern Karnataka and Gujarat were heavily deficient till July, but within a few days in the last week of July, these states recorded surplus rainfall. For farmers, such vagaries mean disruptions in the entire cropping cycle. Increasing their resilience calls for efficient rainwater storage and use. The changing dynamics of weather also demand cooperation between states that share a river basin. This year, Maharashtra and Karnataka bickered over opening the gates of the Almaty Dam on the Krishna. By the time the two states agreed over the amount of water to be discharged from the dam, the damage was already done. It's clear that dealing with exceptional weather will require interventions at the national, state and local levels. The Statement on Climate of India 2019 drives home the urgency of such interventions. The Financial Express, in its editorial title Deadly Denial, writes, as countries including Australia drag their feet on climate action, Australia burns. Nearly 500 million of its flora and fauna have been reduced to cinders. Some species, native only to down under, now face certain extinction. A third of the land on the island that is the only natural home to some unique animals, some of which had been brought back from the brink of getting wiped out, has been scorched by the bushfires which have been raging since late December, NASA images show. But visuals of neither singed or raw koalas, nor of a charred baby roo who remains hung from a wire fence have done anything to cause the Australian government to get real on climate change. Instead, 10,000 camels will be shot because they drank too much water, and fire-ravaged Australians of the Homo sapiens kind can ill afford to share water with lesser mammals. The irony is climate denialism is thriving like never before in the country. Given how research shows that conservatives are more likely to be climate skeptics than progressives, worse, there is also research showing that presenting scientific information to climate skeptics causes them to dig in their heels. It is not surprising that Australia's right-wing political parties are mainstreaming denialism from podiums. Even PM Scott Morrison is guilty. This is affecting solutions, since it would mean more government intervention. Denialism gets more favorable exposure in mainstream media, while Ipsos polling shows Australia lags other countries in acknowledging the threat of climate change. The Economic Times, in its editorial title From Flexitarians to Flexiburgers, writes, yet another burger created by a Western fast food chain has recently debuted, declaring it is not meat but looks like it and is cooked on the same grill. The target customers are those who eat mostly vegetarian food but occasionally also consume meat, fish, poultry or eggs. They have thus been dubbed flexitarians, but in old speak they would just be called sensible eaters. Be that as it may, with the plethora of plant-based concoctions attempting to emulate meaty flavors while remaining vegetarian, if not strictly vegan, the good old veggie burger that once sated meat-averse palates appears to be consigned to the back burner, at least in the West. Anyone who wants to go vegetarian for one burger should be able to simply opt for those time-tested combinations of corn, potato, carrots and other real vegetables and legumes rather than the laboratory-created approximations of them, depending on what they identify as omnivore, flexitarians or guilt-ridden meat eaters who can't kick the habit. There is no need for consumers to console themselves that they are or not eating meat when they order a burger. What's next? A flexi burger? Those were the comments from the press presented to you by the News Services Division of All India Radio.
This is the Delhi station